you know what this is, right? You see the lime on the top there? You know what it is. Look at that upside down snowstorm. Can you guys see that? I don't know. I'm shooting in HD. I don't know if it's going to come through, but just the carbonation coming up from the bottom. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of head retention because of the lime, you know, the oils from the lime, but excuse me. No words. Let's take a look at this. This is not brew related, by the way, I'm sorry. For me it is, because it helps me see sometimes when I'm doing stuff. Woo, look at that. Isn't that neat? It's a flat piece of plastic that does that. That's called a Fresnel lens, and I want to thank my friend Willie for sending me that. Whoops, he also sent me a bunch of those and some smaller ones too. Put that in your wallet. Next time you're at the grocery store, you need to read a label and you got, you know, crappy eyes like I do. Bob's your uncle. Okay, there you go. How you doing, guys? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. And wow, Craig was supposed to be brewing this week, and here he is sitting in his chair picking his shirt, and he's not brewing. Well, I have a bit of a problem. My Keezer, which is most of you, I'm sure most of you, all of you know, a freezer that you've converted into a refrigerator so you can put your kegs in there. That's why it's called a Keezer, keg for, you know, the K for keg and freezer, you know. Anyway, I don't have to explain that to you. It has decided to bite the bullet. Oh my God. So anyway, you know, here's me. I get these beautiful beer kits from, you know, very kind viewers, the 2 Brewers Best ones and the 2 DeFalco ones. And I'm all set to go and brew them up. And I think to myself, you know, these people spent some significant amount of, I mean, you know, these things, it's probably about $200 worth of beer supplies there. I'm thinking, this is cool, you know, get to try some new beers, some new home brews, and plus I'm saving a little bit of money. Well, no more, because I gotta buy a new freezer. So that's, you know, the one I have right now, the freezer, I don't have, there's no, it's 23 years old, okay? And so, you know, I don't have a problem with it. It broke down. It's still working, so I still have a place to keep my keg cool, but it won't go below, you know, 38 degrees Celsius, and that means I can't crash cool a keg. Because what I used to do is I have a temperature controller hooked up to it, and some people say, well, you know, when you turn a freezer into a refrigerator with a temperature controller, it's hard on the compressor. As an electrical guy who knows about things like that, that's not possible. A compressor is a compressor is a compressor when it comes to refrigeration. Okay, so whether it's built for a freezer or a refrigerator, it does the same thing. All you're dealing with is how often does it turn on and off. And if you set your temperature controller properly with, you know, a bit of a deviation so that, you know, it goes up 2 degrees and clicks on, and then it takes it down 4 degrees and clicks off, and then it has to go up 4 degrees to click on, it's not actually turning on and off very often. So it's not that hard on the compressor, no harder than any refrigerator or freezer when it's being opened and closed all summer long and hot air is going in. That compressor's going off and on a lot. I can't see any technical reason why turning a freezer into a refrigerator with a temperature controller would tax the compressor at all. Because think about it, most refrigerators have a freezer on top anyway. So it's doing both. You know, I'm not a refrigeration specialist, but I can't see any technical reason why turning a freezer into a refrigerator with a temperature controller would tax the compressor. You'd think that it would be less stress on the compressor because it doesn't have to keep it as cold. It's not coming on as often. It's running less. And again, you have that deviation where it's got a few degrees. It's not going to be turning off and on every 2 minutes. It's got to go up and down a few degrees before it clicks on and off. So it's not turning on and off a lot. Anyway, had to get that off my, because I know I'm going to get comments down below, which is fine. I welcome comments because I always learn from your comments. Thank you. So anyway, something's happened to it, and it no longer goes down below a certain temperature, and obviously it's on its way out. So it keeps it at about 38, which is fine, but I need to replace it. So that's, until I get that in place, I don't want to brew anything special, but that's going to happen within the next week or so anyway, because I have to, well, I can't, I don't want to be buying beer. So, but I've put brewing on hold. I've got a couple of, kegs of this, Canadian blonde beer that I love. Still got the upside down snowstorm going on. Wow. It's cloudy, yeah, a little bit. It's homebrew, man. It's the way it is. But the last thing I wanted, of course, I know I could have got them. I could have got them brewing and going anyways, and then I could have just put them in secondary or just left them, and get them ready to go. But the other thing is that I'm wondering if I might have to rearrange the basement a little bit, because I can't decide whether I'm going to buy an upright refrigerator, or a refrigerator, or a freezer, upright, or the same as what I've got, which is a chest model. And if I decide to change, buy an upright one, then I have to rearrange some stuff. I've got to get rid of that little fridge over there, and there's all kinds of things I got to do. So I can't see myself brewing right now until I get this figured out. That's the thing. I got, like I said, a couple of kegs of this Cooper's Canadian blonde, and it's going to keep me going until I figure this stuff out. That's why I'm sitting on my fat ass in this chair talking to you rather than brewing up some beer. So, but as long as the delivery, once I decide what I'm going to buy, and if they deliver it in a timely manner, by next Homebrew Wednesday, there should be some brewing going on. Okay, I will keep you guys updated on that. It just kind of sucks. Anyway, let's move on to some other topics here. I want to thank some people because it's just so amazing. I had guests last week. If you haven't already heard, we have some friends online, myself and some of us brewers, that we watch on live on Friday night, Saturday night, whenever it is, Friday afternoons, and on YouTube. So I'm going to say Jake and Dar. My friend Jake lives in Nova Scotia, Canada. His wife Dar and their two kids came to visit me. It was amazing. I do have footage. I will be posting some of it on YouTube so that you can see the fun we had. And also our good friend Jen, her name is Fiddlehead J on VonLive.tv, and she also came along too, and it was such a pleasure to meet her and all of these people. And so we had a nice big chili and some good dip, and we went out, we had a walk, went over to Valley Village, poked around in there, came back, had a couple drinks. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then Jake and Jen came back on Friday night, and we broadcasted, and you probably saw it, and if you didn't, you missed probably one of the most amazing broadcasts I ever did. It was just a lot of fun. They also sent me a beautiful, or gave me a beautiful card with if you want to read it, you can. I don't know if you can see it, But if you want to pause the video and read that, hopefully you can sort of see it. I don't know if it's in focus, but just a beautiful card. And they gave me a gift certificate for Walmart. Didn't expect something like that. So my wife and I, we have lots of photographs and music and all kinds of stuff saved on my hard drive, which we don't want to lose. All our photographs of our children growing up and everything, and the videos too. And recently I've been backing this stuff up, because you should always back up your data. Because if you lose a hard drive, you lose your data and you can't get it back, right? So I usually have a backup drive that I back stuff up to. It went kapooey. So there's another thing down here that busted, and I have to buy a new one. Well, that gift certificate for Walmart paid, or mostly paid, for a nice new 2 terabyte hard drive that I can use. I have used. It's inside the box here, and it is backed. Everything's backed up. Boy, do I feel better. So thank you guys for that nice contribution. Really means a lot to me, and now I don't have to lose all my pictures and videos and all kinds of stuff too. If you're not backing up your hard drive, guys, expect to lose your data. It will happen eventually, and just accept it. It's going to happen. You have to back up your stuff. You got to pay that $80 or whatever it is for a new hard drive. Just plug it in, back it up, or you're going to lose everything, and that sucks. It's happened to me before. All right, what are we doing with beer? I actually well, I've told you everything I can about my brewing, that it's kind of on hold for now because of the Keyser situation. And, I need to move things around a little bit, possibly. And so I don't want to be doing things while I'm brewing. I don't want to move fermenters around while I'm brewing beer. It just ain't going to happen. I've got enough beer right now to last me for a couple weeks. So, that's what's happening. So I'm sorry I didn't get to brew anything this week and make any footage on that. So anyway, when I'm brewing these beer kits, these DeFalco and these Brewer's Best, I don't want to mess them up. When I brew them, I don't want to have to move them around and rearrange anything while they're brewing and stir up anything. That's not going to happen. So anyway, back to the nice. Yes, there's a Corona glass. I have a couple of these actually. Looks dirty, but that's because of the lemon. But it's a Corona style beer, so what the hell? Oh man, it's so good. You know what? I gotta tell you something. Even if, I hate to bring this out onto the camera, but I'll do it anyway. Even if you have to buy shit store-bought commercial beer, and I'm not saying this, I shouldn't say this is shit, it is not. It's not bad for what it is, okay? It's the cheapest beer we can get, and it is what it is, okay? It's certainly as good as any commercial beer in its class, okay? But to us home brewers, you know what it is, okay? If you have to resort to that because you ran out of home brew or something like that, you know what? Do the lime thing. Put the wedge, squeeze the lime into it, drop it in there. It covers up that corn flavor that a lot of those commercial beers have, because they use corn, they use rice, they use all kinds of adjuncts to make the alcohol, because God knows they don't put 100% grain in those beers, right? And we don't either as home brewers, but at least we try to do most of it with grain, and we might put a little bit of dextrose or something in there, or honey, or with syrup. But if you have to buy cheap beer, do the lime thing. It covers up the corn flavor of the beer, and it actually makes it taste like a pretty darn decent lawnmower beer. Give it a try. Well, buy yourself some cheap beer, put the lime in there. You tell me if it seems to improve the beer enough that you can actually stomach it, while you're waiting for your home brew to brew. Okay? So I found that to work for me. And you can see that I've had to buy some because I've had to stretch my home brew out because of the situation that I'm in at the moment with my refrigeration. Okay, because you can't keg without refrigeration. I mean, you can, but it really is a pain. It doesn't work very well. It's frustrating, and when I first started kegging, I had the freezer, but we were using it as a freezer. It was in the winter, and it was cool enough down here that I could do it. I could keg and successfully carbonate the beer, but when summer came and it got warmer down here, I almost gave up kegging, because I didn't know enough about it at the time. So I nearly gave it up. So this is stupid. It ain't working. This is, it's crap. Well, we weren't using the freezer for anything, so I started using it I got the temperature controller, and I started using it as a fridge. And I put, and of course, now we all know this now, but I was learning, right? And so all of a sudden it was like, oh, it makes the world a difference. If you have refrigeration, you can keg. If you don't have refrigeration, you're probably going to get frustrated. I mean, everyone's got a fridge. I don't mean if you have refrigeration. Everyone's got a fridge in the kitchen or whatever. I'm talking about a separate refrigeration vessel just for your kegs. If you don't have one, you're probably going to get frustrated. It's not going to work the way it's supposed to work. Okay? For reasons that, carbon dioxide does not stay in a liquid very well in warmer temperatures. It has to be cold. All right. Last point of interest I want to cover before I end this video. And again, cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm going to drink the last part of my beer now, so I won't have it at the end, but love my Canadian blonde beers with the with the lime. Beautiful stuff. If you happened to watch my last Craig's Kitchen video, or the last one as of this recording, I did a tabbouleh salad, and I love that stuff. It is delicious, and enough said. You'll notice at the end of the video, I've got a close-up of the dish of the tabbouleh salad. It's rotating slowly. It's a classic video effect that people do to make something look amazing. And there's lots of, not just food, but other things too, products that they just rotate them so that, you can. Anyway, the way I did that was this thing here, which I found, my wife she had, I don't even know, it's like a Lazy Susan thing. I guess you put like spices in here. Yeah, I guess that's a spice thing. And we never used it. Someone gave it to us, and it was laying around, so we decided to get rid of it. And she had it in a box to go to the thrift store to donate to them. And I thought, hey, this is a great idea. I'll just put the plate on top of here, and then I'll just slowly zoom in on it and slowly rotate it like that, and make the effect of the going. If you watch the video, you've seen it, and I'll put the link down below for that video, by the way, if you want to see it. Well, my wife, she listens. When I'm making videos and I'm talking down here, she listens to me. So, what did she do? She went out and bought me this from a dollar store. It's a Lazy Susan. It's a little glass platter that rotates like that. And so now, she just thought, she said to me, well, I thought it would look a lot nicer than that thing that you used, And I want to thank my wife for that. I'll peel off the sticker. And from now on, when I do my Craig's Kitchen videos, I'll have a thing to do my little rotation shot of the meal and make it look delicious. So thanks, honey. That's my wife, Winona. So there you go. I don't think I have anything else to cover here. If I forgot something, I'll cover it next week. But I'm out of beer, and I think the video is probably long enough. So thanks to everybody for everything. Thanks for your patience as far as the brewing thing goes. We'll get a new refrigeration thing down here, and we'll get back on the bandwagon as far as brewing goes. So we'll keep you posted. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. More brewing coming up. Cheers.